Have you ever thought you weren't very good as an artist? How would you like to see some of my high school artwork and some of my early professional work? I brought a box of sketchbooks in from my garage. Here's me as a junior high student. Oh, how cute. This cowboy was drawn out of my head when I was 16 years old. Same with this miner and this saloon gal. Ugh. Woman transforms into a bull? What was I thinking? Who's this tough guy? Let's put this aside and dig a little deeper. This sketchbook was from college because I had a major crush on this girl in 1991. And President George H. Bush? Let's keep looking. This sketchbook is 33 years old, ancient, like papyrus. And this is a play on the phrase, beyond the shadow of a doubt. Learning to draw heads and bodies from my favorite books by Bern Hogarth. These books are priceless. And this one drawn in Lake Powell in 1994. My sister-in-law, but she's way prettier than this, I promise. Drawing from my imagination. Oh, I must have been on a vacation when I saw this guy walking along the beach. I can't unsee that. These gesture poses are drawn very quickly to get the flow of movement and proportion. I must have been reading a Tom Clancy book at the time and drew this from the back cover. Oh, this is awesome! I was developing a character for a book I wrote about a fly that gets trapped in a car on his way home from work. I still have to finish that one. These were drawn out of my head. I nailed Wilma Flintstone's likeness. Oh, it looks like my baby girl wanted to be like Daddy, so she added her own drawings to my sketchbook. Back to the box. This entry from 1991 says, I get bored stiff drawing trees. As you can see, I really like the interesting shapes and textures of the old trunk, and the smooth, slender trunks of the young trees provide a nice contrast. More drawings from college. Oh, this one is of my little daughter, Kiara. This is an animation study of a slinky going downstairs. Oh, I was watching a conference and drew these men as they spoke. Drawing from life is essential practice. Oh, this box has hundreds of drawings and storyboards that I did for advertising clients. Most of them were drawn on tracing paper, which allowed me to see my rough blue drawings when I cleaned them up using a black pencil on a new piece of paper. The tracing paper picks up the colored pencils really well. I use colored pencils instead of graphite because graphite pencils smudge too easily. There's gotta be some stuff from high school in this one. Oh, I airbrushed this hand holding a photo of my friend. Drawn from magazine reference. I wonder what this shark ran into. Oh, this was one of my first professional pieces. In 1988, I watercolored this mountain lion as a senior. All those little tiny brushstrokes took forever. And this riverboat? A year earlier. But you can see acrylic paint wasn't my thing. This was a portrait of a student in high school drawn in pastel. Was I a good student? 400 out of 400, oh yeah! What is this train wreck? Painted when I was 17? But I got an A-. How did I get an A- with this? Yipes. If I could burn anything from my history, this would be the top of the list. But this watercolor is kind of cool. I did it as a junior in high school. Oh, I dig the reflection on this illustration, but the whole thing looks like an abstract painting. I was a cheerleader in high school and I must have had a thing for girls with tiny heads. Weird. I scanned this ink drawing into a computer and used Photoshop to color it, back when Photoshop was brand new. Another pic from junior high. I was crushing so hard on this girl, but I didn't have the nerve to talk to her. Ooh, I remember this one, drawn at the end of my senior year in high school. I was so proud of it. I showed it off to my college professor who said, you can render really well, but you really need to work on your drawing. I was like, what? So what did you think about my blast from the past? Some of it was kind of terrible, but I was also surprised with some really great stuff that showed a glimmer of promise. If you love drawing and doing art, keep practicing. I'll do my best to inspire you and teach you how to draw, because the better you are, the more fun you'll have. And be sure to subscribe. Please share your drawings with me on my Facebook page. The link will be provided in the description. See you next time.